Ready for your podcast that automatically generates clients, cash, and followers? What if I told you that you could grow your podcast to thousands of loyal listeners and attract sales and clients effortlessly? I've discovered how to make your podcast successful in less than 90 days without needing expensive equipment, industry connections, or working around the clock. What if you could finally create a podcast that's impossible to ignore? One that actually brings in clients and sales, builds your authority. Here's the thing most people won't tell you. The difference between podcasts that fade away and those that thrive isn't talent or luck. It's strategy. Are you an entrepreneur, coach, or consultant who's been pouring time and energy into your podcast only to feel like it's not gaining the traction it deserves? Maybe you've thought, I love creating episodes, but why aren't people listening? Where are my clients? And the worst part, you're starting to wonder if this whole podcasting thing is just a waste of time. Here's the raw truth nobody's telling you. 99% of podcasters are following the same dead-end strategies, faithfully dropping consistent episodes, hoping listeners will magically discover their show. Tell me if this sounds familiar. You're a coach, consultant, or business owner creating podcast episodes but barely getting listeners. You're exhausted from spending hours recording content nobody hears. You wish your podcast would effortlessly attract ideal clients, loyal fans, and big-name guests. And you know what? You're not alone. Most podcasts fail because they're missing one thing: a system that works, a system that brings in listeners, converts them into clients, and makes you money. Simple. And imagine hitting 20,000 plus unique listeners each month while consistently acquiring new clients through your podcast. This isn't just a fantasy. This can be your everyday reality. Imagine a world where your podcast gets 20,000 plus downloads every month, attracts top industry leaders and celebrity-level guests eager to appear on your show, consistently converts listeners into sales, coaching, or consulting clients automatically, waking up every morning to see notifications of new high-quality leads who discovered you through your podcast overnight. What would happen if you would become the go-to expert in your industry, with industry leaders reaching out to be on your show? Sounds incredible, doesn't it? This is the reality for my clients, and it can be your reality too. Look, I get it. You're frustrated. You've put in countless hours recording, editing, and promoting your podcast episodes. You've studied all the expert advice about growing your audience. You've even invested in better equipment thinking that might be the problem. But the truth is, you're still not seeing the results you deserve. Your download numbers are disappointing. Guest booking is a constant struggle. And worst of all, your podcast isn't bringing in actual money. Here's why that's happening. You probably believe that growing a podcast just takes time, that you need to put out consistent episodes before seeing real results. Maybe you've been told that the podcast market is too saturated, that it's too late to stand out. Or perhaps you think you need top-of-the-line equipment and a professional studio setup to compete with the big players. I'm here to tell you that none of that is true. The experts have been lying to you. You've been sold this dream that all it takes is showing up and recording. Spoiler alert, it takes more than that. Consistent posting alone doesn't guarantee listeners. Expensive equipment doesn't automatically mean more downloads. Waiting for listeners to magically appear is never going to work. And the worst part, they've got you believing that you are the problem. That if you just worked harder, spent more money, or had better connections, you'd finally break through. But I can tell you with absolute certainty, it's not you. Let me tell you a story about failure. 117 YouTube views, 63 Spotify downloads, writing show notes nobody read, recording episodes nobody heard. That was me not too long ago. No growth, no clients, nothing but crickets and self-doubt. Fast forward to today, 5,000 plus YouTube views per episode, 500,000 views my YouTube channel, 100,000 plus downloads on my audio podcast, regular 5-figure clients who pay for my services, famous guests sliding into my DMs, This all happened within a year and a half after launching my podcast. And the craziest part, I'm only doing one episode per week. And I want to show you exactly how I did it. The single best way to transform your podcast is my podcast academy. My approach centers on 3 critical elements. Number 1, having more reach through good thumbnails, titles, trailers, and guests. Number 2, building a growing loyal audience that continues to watch, listen, and interact with your content. Number 3, making money with the podcast through coaching, speaker events, courses, affiliate deals, or donations. The Podcast Academy, the game changer that can help you transform your podcast from a time-consuming hobby into a marketing magnet. Over the past few years, I've helped countless entrepreneurs, coaches, and consultants like you turn their podcast into profit-generating machines. My clients are booking high-ticket guests, gaining thousands of listeners, and growing their businesses directly through their podcasts. With my podcast powerhouse system, I have built a podcast that hit 3,000 subscribers in 1 year and 5,000 subscribers in a year and a half with only a weekly episode. Consistently get 5,000 plus views on average per episode. Hit 500,000 plus YouTube views in less than a year and a half. Reached 100,000 downloads on my audio podcast. Built an audience of 25,000 unique listeners each month. Booked guests who have 100,000 plus followers with a 70% acceptance rate. Generated multiple 5-figure months through podcast-based client acquisition and customers. It's already worked for me and hundreds of my clients. What makes the Podcast Academy different than other programs? I provide directly applicable coaching that delivers practical results right away. Everything I offer is immediately implementable with clear, results-oriented communication. My clients love that I provide smart AI prompts that let them work faster and ready-to-use AI assistants that automate tasks for free 24/7. Custom AI assistants that do the heavy lifting and plug-and-play prompts that save hours of work. You have 75% less work through my AI automation suite. Every lesson comes with useful worksheets for direct application, and my VIP sessions offer in-depth coaching for maximum growth. Best of all, I focus on short, powerful lessons that are impactful and focused on quick implementation. This isn't just another program. It's a complete A to Z transformation system with every tool, template, and tactic you need to turn your podcast into an unstoppable force. Here's what you need to do next. Book your clarity call right now and discover exactly how the Podcast Academy will transform your show. But listen closely. After this launch, prices are going up by 25% and the doors will be closed for a while. Click the button below now to secure your spot and lock in today's price before it goes up. Now, imagine your podcast becoming the #1 show in your niche. How much easier would it be to book your ideal clients? How incredible would it feel to finally become the industry expert everyone listens to? Would that transformation be worth it to you? Let me ask you something. What would happen if you would get thousands of views and listens per episode? If you never had to worry about where your next client was coming from, because your podcast was automatically generating qualified leads while you sleep, what would that mean for your life? If you could position yourself as the go-to expert in your field, with industry leaders reaching out to be on your show, how would that change your business? The truth is, you're just one system away from transforming your